What's good with y'all, man? It's Keyon back with another video for y'all today, and I've been seeing a lot of comments asking me to do a studio tour, so I'm gonna just break down all the equipment I have in my studio. I'm gonna try to keep it as organized as possible. I don't really know where I should start. Yeah, let's get straight into it. So this is pretty much my room. Just quick 360. And there y'all go, that's my whole setup. Appreciate y'all for watching. So I'm gonna pretty much start off with the essentials of my setup. So the first thing I got is the desk, the Producer RTA workstation or something along the lines of that. I got it off of Guitar Center. This is what it looks like. So normally it does have the 2-tier stands. It has a keyboard rack, so I can add extra MIDI or a synth at the top. I had my Micro Freak there before. I took it off because I didn't really want it. So you're probably wondering why I just didn't get a flat desk. Well, it has rack mounts and it also has wheels, and I like to move my setup around a lot. This is a very useful desk. You know, it's like a kind of like a utility desk almost, and I can like rack my patch bays and my mixers down here. I'm gonna get into these later when I get into the hardware part. But as far as this desk goes, this is a really good desk if you're looking for a desk like this. So the next thing we got, the heart and the soul of my entire setup, is my laptop. So this is a MSI Stealth 14 i7 processor, 4060, 16 gigabytes of RAM. I would suggest getting 32 or 64. So I'm probably gonna upgrade this laptop or just get an entirely new laptop later. But other than that, this is a really fire laptop. I have no issues with this. CPU never really folds like that, no crackling. Yeah, pretty fire laptop. So next thing we got right here is the Volt 476. It's 4 inputs, 4 outputs. I got my mics plugged up in here, my pedals, and my mixer. Everything's plugged up into here, so this is where all my sound comes from. Connected to that, I got DT990 Pros. These are 250 OHM if you care about whatever that even means. If y'all know what that means, leave that in the comments because I have no idea what OHMs are. Really fire headphones though, by the way. Next thing we got right here is my USB hub. This plugs in all my stuff, my cameras, my keyboards, my MIDI, everything. So this is probably essential too. If you have a lot of stuff that needs to be plugged in, especially like interfaces, definitely get you a USB hub. This is a Sabrent USB hub. I got this off of Amazon. It has like 8 inputs that you can plug in your USBs and stuff. So these two right here are also very important. Best producer duo of all time. We got a SteelSeries keyboard. I don't know exactly what model this is, but it's just SteelSeries keyboard. I got this cool little wrist mount right here that I just lay my wrist on. And then I got a Logitech mouse. No wires because like, bro, who uses wired mouses in 2025? You know what I'm saying? I almost skipped past this. I do have this monitor right here. This is my main monitor. I got a MSI curved gaming monitor. It's the G32 series. I'm not really too much of like a gaming guy right now. I wanted to do that in the future, but yeah, this is a pretty good monitor though. You know, I just always wanted a curved gaming monitor. I always thought they looked kind of cool. That's actually the main reason I bought this monitor. I got both of these mounted onto this stand right here. So I got my laptop and my monitor, they both hook up to the same stand. You know, it saves a lot of space and it keeps your laptop elevated so it can get the airflow underneath so it's not just sitting on your desk all day. And then in terms of powering all of my equipment, I got this one small extension cable just in case I want to plug in like my chargers and stuff. And I don't know if y'all can see it down here, y'all probably can't. Yeah, y'all definitely can't see that. I got another extension cable power supply looking thing down here. But yeah, that's what all my stuff plugs into. Pretty much all my essentials that I use on a day-to-day basis. I don't know how I forgot to mention, this is probably more important than a laptop, bro. A decent chair, cause bro, we're sitting on our asses all day. I'm saying you're gonna fuck up your back sooner or later, bro. So you at least need a decent chair. So I just got this basic ergonomic chair from Walmart. I really like this chair too, cause these armrests. Cause like when I'm playing the synths and stuff, and I gotta turn back and forth. Dude, I hate sometimes having to reach over these armrests and like put my shoulders up just to play the keys. So yeah, that's the chair I use. So onto the cameras and the lighting I use in my room because I feel like that's probably kind of in a similar category. So the camera I use to record this video is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. The camera is really fire, only $700. Like look at the quality of this camera. Like look at this, bro. Like look how detailed this gets whenever I aim at my gear and stuff like that. Like this camera is literally smaller than my hand, smaller than my phone, and it competes with a lot of cameras. The only camera I seen like really shit on this camera was the Sony FX3. But like then again, bro, that camera's like 3K, bro. Like come on, like are you for real? But my second camera, if you don't have the budget for a camera like this and you want a webcam that's also really good, I would highly suggest the OBSBot Tiny 4K camera, Tiny 2, I believe. This is also a really fire camera. I use it in my reels sometimes. I'm like, bro, like, come on. it just fits the aesthetic so well, this tiny camera. Like, you barely even notice it, low key. So in terms of my lighting, I got 2 of these Vivitar square ring light, yeah, just ring lights. I normally have this one pointed at me on just white. Sometimes I aim these at the wall so it can get some good contrast and like backlighting and stuff like that. And then up at the top, I got just some RGB strips. And then I got that going into my cloud up here. So like, I got like a 65-foot strip and then another one just going to the roof. So pretty fire lighting. And then I got this one lamp right here. This is also RGB. I can change the colors of this. I know some of y'all have probably seen, I normally have it like orange. I got a light right back here behind the TV. I don't know why I put it here, but it does look pretty fire. And then there's one blinding ass light right here. I don't know what this is called. It's like a sun lamp, an RGB sun lamp type of light. And it puts this cool ring around your room. And that shit is hard, like low key, that's hard as fuck. But yeah, that is all the lighting that I use in the cameras I use for my setups. I got a Fender acoustic electric guitar. I barely ever use the actual electric part of this guitar unless my parents are like playing music or something like that. But yeah, nothing fancy, I think. Just, and then I got this Squire Stratocaster electric guitar. I don't use this one as much, but I have made some crazy samples using both of these. Yeah. Shout out to Amazon. So now we're on to the best part of the setup, the hardware. But what y'all thought, nigga? We about to start on the boring shit first. So the speakers I got are these M-Audio BX5 graphite speakers. I know they're not crazy like the KRK Yamaha Atom Audio speakers and shit like that, but I'm more of like a headphone type of person, and I live with my parents, so I'm not trying to be blasting beats and samples all day. You know, I don't really want to use speakers like that. But shout out to my dad, he got these for me when I first started producing. He got like my entire setup. I had like a little Toshiba laptop, these speakers, little interface, the little Akai mini, bro. Like, that was the whole setup, bro. Like, you don't need all of this. Like, I could have had that set up today and I'd probably still be at the same area, just not with the equipment. None of that's actually needed. Okay, a little less boring now. We got the microphone I use to record my videos, my guitar, everything like that is the Aston Spirit. It's probably like $400 or $500. This is a crazy mic. I used to have a blue Yeti, and then I had another blue microphone, the Bluebird. But then I got up to the Aston Spirit, and this is a really good mic, fire mic, for recording my videos and my equipment. So the pedal board that I'm using for my pedals and stuff like that, I have this Van Gogh pedal board. I don't know if it had a specific name, I forgot. It does have isolated power and this little cool visualizer, and I can route my pedals through it and stuff like that. And you know, I'm finna have this loaded with some pedals later this year, low-key. I'm finna show y'all probably 2026. The only pedal I do have right now, which is really crazy, is the Habit, and it's an experimental delay pedal, and I love weird analog sounds and effects and stuff like that. This is a crazy pedal. I can record my sounds and my synths, my guitars. I can record it all through this pedal, and then it plays the audio that I recorded through here. It plays it back and it chops it up. I can like pitch shift it, or I can warp it, chop it up, got the delays, the size of the grains. Like, this is a crazy pedal, low key. A lot of y'all been asking me what's the first synth I should get. I can't really answer that for you, but I know what I like. It depends on the type of producer you are and the sound you like, but I like the Micro Freak. This is one of the first synths I bought, and I liked it because it has a lot of weird textures and experimental sounds, and it's really analog, so I really love this synth a lot. It's like $300, I believe. If you want a beginner synth, I would recommend either this or like the Korg Minilog or something like that. Would definitely be a good starter synth. It even has this little cool vocoder. I don't really use it ever, and I probably should, because it'd be a cool thing to try my samples, but like, bro, this is a crazy synth. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Now we're on to the keyboard and the synth stand. The stand I'm using is the, I'm really trying to avoid these synths. The stand I'm using is the KS7903 3-tier keyboard stand. And you can actually add more tiers onto this. So I really like this stand. It takes up a lot of space in your room. But like, bro, I can add so many layers of synths on this one stand. It really makes up for all the space, so it doesn't even really matter. But yeah, this is a fire stand. So the first thing I got up here is my launch key. Shout out to Parallel Innovation because they actually sent me this to use for a video, and it's really fire, low key. You can set the scales, you got the metronome, the undo button, everything is synced to FL Studio. I even got these like mixers and stuff right here. I can record through the channels using this button right here. I would highly suggest, like, this isn't even a promo video. I already did that, bro, but this is a really fire keyboard, especially if you want to kind of practice, find something different for your samples, like actually playing stuff in. I would definitely get a keyboard like 49 keys or 61 keys. I would highly recommend something like that. I'm going back up to the top. So we got the Micro Korg XL Plus. I think this might actually be my very first synth. I don't remember. I was like down bad. I really wanted a synth, but I didn't really have the money yet. So I got this synth for like $300. It was like a discount. It's really $400, but it was like $300. And bro, I made some crazy samples on this. Very simple synth. You could either get this or the normal Micro Korg, but very simple synth. A lot of vintage, kind of like 1980s type of sound. Got a vocoder too that comes with it. And bro, I love this synth. I've made some crazy stuff with this. Maybe I might put it in the video or not. So the Micro Freak was my second synth, and then onto my third synth. Shout out to Mark for letting me cop his off of him. I got an ASM Hydro synth. This is a really powerful synth. Especially if you have the 61 key version, it has a lot of cool sound design effects and stuff like that. And you can even morph presets into each other. You can layer different presets on top of each other and the effect sounds. Oh my God. Then I got Shopify tripping in the motherfucker. Winning every day, bro. Winning every day. Okay, so the next synth I got over here, which was my fourth synth, is the TO5. And I really love this synth by Oberheim. A lot of people don't know about it because it came out at least a year ago. Like, this is a very new synth. But if you like a lot of analog, brighter sounds, like, you can either get the Take 5, that's the more darker sounds, which I probably should have got that. But if you want brighter sounds that are also analog, the TO5 is crazy. Like, I love this synth. Like, I wasn't using it as much at first, but I started sound designing on it, bro, and this thing is crazy. I got this Keyon Profit preset. And my last and favorite synth right now is the Pro3, the Profit 3 from Sequential. I guess I'll turn it on so y'all can see the little cool lights and shit. I can't have it on for too long because this one is very analog. Like, this junk has a temperature knob, and I gotta move this whole setup again because it's by the window and it be getting like super hot, and this junk starts like going crazy, like in a bad way. Make sure y'all take care of your equipment, especially analog stuff like this. But if y'all want crazy distortion, saturation, analog dark sounds, bro, the Pro 3 is insane. But the thing is, it's not polyphonic where I can play multiple notes at once. It's monophonic where you can only play one, kind of like a legato. but it also has a paraphonic mode at the top right here, and you can only play 3 notes at a time. And it gives a texture that you're not gonna find in like VSTs and stuff like that. This is definitely my favorite synth by far. I'm low-key finna cop another Prophet. I need some more sequential stuff in my setup. Okay, and now back to a little bit more boring stuff. So all of my stuff here is routed through my channel line mixer. This is a Behringer rack mount channel line mixer, and it has about 8 inputs that I can plug my synths into, all stereo. So that's 16 inputs in total. I can even run effects through this too. This is definitely a lifesaver because I was running out of inputs on my Volt itself. So having a mixer like this is really useful and fire, bro. And then right under that, like I bought this on accident first, this patch bay. It's a 48 in and out patch bay. And it's more of like an organization tool for your equipment. You got your outputs at the top, and then you got your inputs at the bottom. So whatever is giving out the audio, it's like waiting for it at the bottom, if that's how I'm explaining it right. I'm not sure because it still confuses me, but I got my outputs from my Volt and then my Habit routed through this, so I don't have to use more cables than I actually need to. Yeah, that's my entire setup. Pretty simple. I really want to upgrade my setup and then show y'all probably at the end of the year, 2026, because I already have some hardware and equipment in mind that I want to buy. So y'all finna stay tuned for y'all finna hear it in the sound too. I'm telling y'all finna hear it in the videos, the sound, everything, bro. So some of y'all might be wondering how I was able to afford the synths, the pedals, all the equipment and stuff like that. And this is all solely off of sound kits. Nothing else. This is all sound kits. The only thing that wasn't off of sound kits is the very laptop that I used to help me get all this stuff. I worked at like Walmart for like maybe like less than 6 months or something like that. And I invested in this laptop, something that could handle the sounds that I wanted to use and help make the sound kits that y'all have been using. Like really thanks to y'all and your support, like hold on, let me make sure. Thanks to y'all and your support, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all were able to help me make investment. And the thing is, I buy these synths and then I give y'all the sound. Like I feel like the broke Mr. Beast, bro. Like I'm really making an investment and then giving y'all the sounds. Like I just scaled up my brand, the quality of my work ethic, even shout out to like Mac and TB, like even getting yourself around those type of producers to kind of steer you in the right path, like Mac, TB, even working with my boy Key Major, you know what I'm saying? Like they really put me onto like a way of like in a different mindset on everything. I know I said this in the last video, but like I'm for real, like the kits, the content, the reels, the YouTube videos, all that. I really appreciate y'all for real on all that stuff in general. With that being said, like I really hope y'all were inspired by this video or you just enjoyed the video in general. And if y'all did, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe. I drop a bunch of content all the time. I'm trying to drop at least twice a week, and I'm trying to stay as consistent as possible. But yeah, appreciate y'all for watching, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video.